Ink Wars is a challenge held every year at Creative South where 8 illustrators have 60 minutes to fill a 4x8 canvas armed only with these. I entered this competition. I was not chosen, but that's not going to stop me from proving once and for all that I can do this. Greetings, people of the internet. I'm Scott with Serkworks Art Labs. Welcome, mad creators, to the underground laboratory where we create robots, alien zombies, and other imminent threats to humanity. And many times when I create those things, I do it in ink. It is probably my most preferred medium of choice. So you can imagine when I heard about this competition called Ink Wars, where, as I said, you've got 8 illustrators, you've got these huge 4x8 canvases, and you've got some acrylic markers, paint markers like this. And you've got to fill that thing, and you have no idea what you're drawing until you get there and they announce it. I was a little nervous, but I actually entered, and unfortunately I didn't get chosen, so that's kind of a bummer. But that's not going to stop me, because I really wanted to know, could I, if I had gotten chosen, or maybe next year if I enter, maybe if I get chosen then, could I do it? Could I pull it off? Could I accomplish that almost impossible task, it seems? And how well could I do it if I did? So, you know what? I thought I'm gonna go in the underground lair warehouse and set up a large canvas like that, get some of the markers, the exact markers that they're using, and put myself to the test. Can I do it? Let's find out. Here we are at Creative South 2019 for the bridge party. This is Ink Wars, where 8 contestants have a 4x8 foot canvas, and they've got 1 hour to basically fill that with acrylic markers. I entered the competition. I was hoping I'd get chosen. Unfortunately, I didn't, but just in case, I wanted to kind of test myself out. So what you're going to see is a little dry run, me testing it out to see if I could have done the challenge. I bought the exact markers that they use, and I set the timer for 1 hour, and basically all the specifications. The only thing maybe a little different is in the actual Ink Wars, you don't get to know what the theme is until the very end. Now, I did this before the competition, and I knew there was a pretty good chance it was going to have something to do with video games, so I just went off of that, and I think most people that entered kind of knew that because that's the theme of the convention, or the conference rather. Now, you know, when people got up there, I think people had an idea of what they were going to do, but some of that could have got thrown off a little bit by once they learned what the actual theme of Ink Wars 2019 was, and that was now you're playing with power. And what I would have basically done if I got chosen was just basically do what I'm doing now. I used some different type, as you'll see. I think I put game on, but I would just change that to like power up or something. But yeah, I think I could have used this exact same thing. Now, there's a few things that I learned in watching the competition that I did not know. Now, I knew you could do some pencil sketching. You could sketch that out before. You don't have to start with ink. It's not quite like Kim Jong-ji, you know, you don't have to be a master like that. You can kind of sketch everything out beforehand, but you gotta plan it all out, and that's one of the reasons why I did that, just in case, because I did this I think before they may have announced who got chosen, just in case, because I didn't want to get up there and not have any idea what I was doing. So I just, you know, I wanted to know, could I do this? And so that's kind of what I did. I think it was pretty close on the theme. The one thing that I didn't know is that apparently you can use photo reference. The girl that won, she was looking at her phone for a picture of Princess Peach. I don't know if you saw that previously, but she did an awesome job. And you know, because the thing is, when you only have an hour, you want to stick with something you're familiar with. In my case, robots. I've drawn a variation of this kind of robot before, and I've drawn the Atari joysticks, I've drawn ink bottles, all that kind of stuff. So these are all elements that I've drawn before, so it wasn't anything crazy out of the box or whatever. But if I would have known that you could use photo reference, because I can pull up anything on the phone, and I can pretty much draw anything that I have a reference for. And of course I would have tweaked some things, and the girl who won, actually, she did, you know, change things around. She had kind of the power fist, but that was really, I'm not surprised that one won. One, because it's fan art, and it's a character a lot of people know, and a lot of other people kind of integrated, like Mario and stuff like that. But the thing is, there are so many levels to the reason why that won, I think, because for one, Princess Peach, and if you don't know, the competition was held in Georgia, and you know, Georgia Peach, that's kind of that's the whole thing, so it kind of fit in with that, you know, and the video game theme and everything, and just kind of that you know, that power, you know, holding the kind of the fist up and everything. So yeah, I'm not under any illusions that if I did get chosen, I would have won. But I may have done something differently if I would have known you could do photo reference. So you know, I fully plan on entering next year again, and you know, maybe one of these days I'll get, one of these years rather, I'll get chosen. But at least now I know that, well, not to give it away, but but at least now I know that yes, I can do a drawing, a pretty cool ink drawing in the hour given. Now, the other thing was that I didn't know is that it wasn't just the paint markers that I got. You could also, I think they had like some brushes, like big brushes, because one of the things that I would have liked to do is add a lot more black, and you see some of that with some of the other people that did that, but it's hard, even with those big thick markers, it's hard to get a lot of black in there. But I would probably, you know, if I had my druthers and if I had the time, I would probably throw some cool like Kirby Crackle in there and kind of graffiti it up and do some cool stuff. But you know, it's kind of a live and a learn type thing, and I'm pretty happy with what I came up with, and I'm thinking of maybe doing more of this kind of stuff. And the other thing, I wasn't exactly sure how they were going to do. I couldn't find paper the right size, so you can kind of see I kind of had to put some together. So the main part I kind of put just down the middle of that one sheet of paper. But if I would have known, if I could have either found larger paper, or basically they just painted the you know, what, I don't know if it was masonite or whatever, but that wooden, you know, the same thing I had as a backing, but I put paper over it. They just painted that white. So the other thing I would have done is like carry it all the way to the edge. But yeah, that was my attempt. Successful attempt, I might add, and who knows, maybe next year I might get to do it for real. Well, I did it. I completed the task in the allotted amount of time, and it was a blast. Now, I don't know how my work would stack up to the people that actually entered. There was some awesome stuff at Creative South. So, yeah, I was pretty in awe of all the stuff that went down there. But I've still got another year. Maybe I'll enter again, and we'll see. Well, I might do more of these. It was super fun, just breaking out that large canvas and stuff like that. So I'm thinking I may just do some more of this. I was even thinking maybe do some large scale stuff for Inktober when that rolls back around. But needless to say, I am a big fan of Ink Wars and Creative South. I'll be back next year, so maybe I'll see you guys there, and maybe I'll be on the stage with those other people competing for the 2020 Ink Wars competition. I can only hope. That is all. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Also, you can follow me at Serkworks on social media. Do you like making comics? Then go to Serkworks.com and pick up the Comic Maker Starter Kit. It's packed full of fonts, brushes, templates, and more. And best of all, it's totally free.